Hey guys, and welcome to Vlogger One-on-One. I'm your host, kind of, interviewer, Matt, from the JaYoe vlogs. You might have seen them if you're watching this video. Maybe you're coming here to look at our new guest. He honestly is my favorite vlogger on the internet, and that's saying a lot. He's a world traveler, he's a mountain climber, he's a just a really awesome guy, but I'll let you introduce yourself. So first question for you. What made you start the JaYoe vlogs? Why did I start the JaYoe vlog? You know, it's a little bit funny because a year ago today, I was hiking on my way to go to Everest Base Camp, and this was the reason that I started the JaYoe vlog. I was about to climb the tallest mountain in the world, and when the idea of climbing Everest kind of came into play, I thought, how am I going to document it? I could either do like a large documentary, or I could break it into smaller chunks, and I thought, wow, wouldn't it be neat if I could just focus on every single day? Because when you're going to Everest, every single day is an adventure, and I wanted to kind of capture the essence of all those little stories that probably never get told. We've heard a lot of stories about people that have climbed Everest, but rarely have we heard a story broken down into days. And this is what I wanted to do. So I started vlogging about 2 weeks before I left for Kathmandu. I found it really interesting because you got to look at all of the nuance in every single day. Instead of looking at the big picture, you look at the smaller picture and the little dramas and the little relationships. And so I did that. I went to Kathmandu. I documented every day until I started off to base camp, and then the hike to base camp, and then the climb up the mountain, and then the climb down the mountain, and then I got back to China. I live here in Ningbo. Do I stop doing the daily videos and instead focus maybe more on what I used to be doing, which was more like a travel documentaries? Or do I just pause all of my video stuff until I get to my world cycle tour, which is what I really intended video to be for, was sharing my life on the road as I cycle around the world. The idea of living in China is cool, so I just continued doing the videos, and I found that I loved it, and I got better at making them, and over time they sort of became part of my life, and now they're a project that I have kind of dedicated myself to. Well, you mean, I got to give you credit for trying. I mean, how many people actually get to Everest and even get to see it from where you saw it? How high did you get? Yeah, I mean, I didn't make it to the top. I got up to just above Camp 3 on my way to Camp 4. You guys can watch the episodes of me climbing because it's interesting and why I turned around. It was harrowing, but yeah, I didn't make it to the top. You've described mountain climbing and all these different things, why you did it, but describe what is a JaYoe vlog about. Some people vlog about travel, some people vlog about life, some people vlog about electronics and product reviews. Where do you find the JaYoe vlogs fits? Well, like I said, the JaYoe vlogs are just a story. They're a daily drama of a guy that lives in China, a guy that's planning to cycle around the world, a guy that wants to check off all his items on his bucket list before he's too old to do so. The story's encapsulated in a life abroad and a life that's trying to live to the fullest. And if our viewers here want to watch your vlogs, you say that you do them semi-daily, I saw. How often is that? Is that every day? Are you a Casey Neistat fan? Well, I mean, Casey Neistat was the real inspiration for this type of video work. He does these daily videos, but they're more than just kind of throwing the content up. They have a feeling and a dramatic essence to them. Challenging yourself to do it daily is difficult. Prior, I was doing videos that were taking me days or weeks to produce. So when I had decided that I was going to try and do it every day, it was a real tough decision to make. And for the most part, I produce every single day, to answer your question. That's pretty dedicated. How many hours do you dedicate to editing every one of these videos? It's not easy. I probably edit 5 to 6 hours every night. I'm capturing video all day, and then every night I sit down on the couch, cut, line up, and then edit. Hopefully I can get to bed before before 2 o'clock in the morning. You must be so crazy insane by loss of sleep that you end up creating shows where you interview yourself on video. It's pretty gutsy. Yeah. Okay, so what sets your videos apart from other vloggers? There's other travel vloggers out there. There's other people that do vlogging every day, but what is your niche? Oh, what is my niche, huh? Vlogging is still kind of new, so I consider myself a lifestyle vlogger, a guy that kind of captures every day. But I like to think that, you know, people watch my vlog because they're interested to see the story of my life and learn a little bit about China along the way. That's the other thing, is because I live in China and because I've become comfortable here, the things that used to shock me are now normal, so I can share them with people who might still be shocked by seeing them, but I can share it in a way of a guy that has lived here for a long time. Now, this is a techie question. What type of gear, what is your rig? Like if you're gonna go out on a shoot and you're gonna grab some gear and then run out, what do you grab and why is it your rig of choice? Here, okay. This is my setup. The bottom is a DJI tripod. It has legs that fold out, extra long, but I normally just keep them in. It's very durable, it's very strong, and it gets the job done. This is very cool because it's extremely easy to extend and it's really high quality. A lot of these selfie sticks are like cheap, you know, but this is not cheap. And then to top it all off, G7X Mark II. I mean, this is a truly run and gun setup. I can put the camera in my pocket or simply carry this thing like a baton. And when it's all together, it's really durable. I can put it down on the table. I can jack it way up. I can position it very far away from me so that I get a really long shot away from the camera. But that's not to say that this is the only thing I've used. I've used DSLR, 5D Mark III. I've used handheld cameras from Sony and Canon. I even use smaller DSLRs like 80D. I settled on this because of the way that I video and the way that I travel. It's the best. The audio is not bad. If you watch my vlogs for the last 100, that's pretty much the audio that I'm using here. I might switch to a little bit of a bigger camera, but this is my rig that I use right now. There's an added bonus to vlogging for this rig. Can I don't want to steal your show or anything, but this bit, the tripod, is a little bit heavy. So when you're walking, if you have the tripod maybe a couple of notches up, that weight hangs really low and the pendulum effect kind of keeps everything smooth so that even if you do have a little waggle back and forth, it's not so shaky. The other piece of gear that I've really become accustomed to using almost on a vlogly basis, like daily vlogging basis, is this. It's the Mavic from DJI. And if you've watched any of my footage, you have seen me flying the Mavic. How much memory do you have? I carry about 3-4 terabyte hard drives. They're almost full. I have 2 8 terabyte hard drives in my office. Those are almost full. I have 1 terabyte in the laptop. I like having a lot of memory. What kind of editing software do you use? Up till now, I edit everything on Premiere Pro. I'd like to eventually move on to Final Cut because it seems to handle 4K a little better, but I haven't quite pulled the trigger on that yet. Okay, so you've climbed Mount Everest, you have traveled quite a bit, you've had a few accidents and pitfalls. I saw a video. This guy got hit by a truck. Yeah, I mean, I had started my cycling tour 2 times already. The first time I was cycling to a city called Guilin and I got hit, rear-ended by a box truck and shattered my shoulder. I don't know, you can see that scar right there. And I still have metal in there, and it derailed the tour once. The second time it was, I tore my meniscus in my knee. Both of those stories are captured in video. The second of those is not produced yet, but I'm looking to deliver that story pretty soon, especially before I restart my tour. But what's the future now? What's the next step for the JaYoe Vlogs? Well, I mean, the next step is restarting the JaYoe World Tour. Because it's been paused 2 times, I had a baby in between, and there's a whole bunch of family issues there. I'm finally able to get back on the road now. April 30th, if you're watching this before that, is the departure date. And after that, I will be on the road, and my daily life vlogs will sort of take on a new turn to a daily traveling vlog, and possibly semi-daily. It all depends on where I can get internet, where I can upload, and what opportunities I have to sit down and edit. Well, you know, there's all sorts of different vloggers, and they all tell a different story, and this is his story. One more thing, what does JaYoe mean? I've seen, like, all of your vlogs have this kind of JaYoe theme. What is JaYoe? Can you describe it to me?
Oh, sure.
JaYoe is very, very cool, and I adopted this phrase from a Chinese phrase. In China, when I first moved here, I started hearing people say, JaYoe, JaYoe, and I asked, what does that mean? The literal meaning is to add fuel. As a matter of fact, if you have a car and your car is on empty, you'll say, I need to JaYoe, JaYoe. It means I need to add fuel to my car. But in another way, it means to add fuel to life. You'll hear people cheer it to somebody running a race or attempting to do something amazing. Literally anybody that's trying to go a step farther than what they think they can go, you'd say, JaYoe, JaYoe, do your best, JaYoe. But it's almost better than do your best. It's like attempt to do better than you believe that you can. I'll leave links to all of the vlogs he mentioned in the description, so take a look. If there's any questions or anything that you'd like to know, put it in the comment section, and I will be sure to force this guy to answer. And yeah, I appreciate you meeting me. I'll be following you, for sure. Very closely. Very closely. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this Vlogger One-on-One. This one was very interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you are a vlogger in the world along my path, or even off the path a little bit, I will adjust. And maybe I make a mission of my trip around the world to join vloggers and people doing videos on YouTube around the world so that we can grow as a community and just have a lot of fun as we produce these videos. I'm Matthew, and I'm Matt of the JaYoe Nation, and this has been Vlogger One-on-One. I do love the facial hair. I wish I could grow it. I look like a chubby 12-year-old. Yeah, you wish you could have this type of beautiful chiseled beard. Didn't you get sick on Everest? I mean, God, I would never do something like that. That's stupid. He's very talented. Did I mention he's handsome too? He's very handsome and talented. I'm not gay or anything, but he's got a big nose though. Do you see that nose? That thing is huge. I've heard some people say that you are too happy. In fact, I watch your videos, and every time you smile, I want to punch you in the face. How do you feel about that? Yeah, I want to introduce you to a special friend of mine. Is that okay? Okay.